pounds with early meals. We all believe that the calorie intake is the culprit of gaining weight. Weight loss dieters have long been told not to consume too many calories, especially late in the day. Currently, a new study suggests dieters who eat lunch early lose more weight than those who eat a late lunch. Frank Shear, an assistant professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School, led a research team and studied 420 overweight and obese people who participated in a 20-week weight loss program in Spain. We should start to consider meal timing in addition to calories and meal composition when flunking about weight loss, says Mr. Shear. The midday meal is often the biggest one of the day and few hours after noontime in the Mediterranean culture. Participants consumed about 40% of their daily calories at lunch. Half were considered early eaters, downing lunch before 3 p.m., and the rest were classified as late eaters, grabbing their midday meal after 3 p.m. There was no significant difference in calorie intake or energy expenditure between late lunch and early lunch eaters. Those who ate lunch earlier in the day lost an average of 22 pounds in 20 weeks. Those who ate lunch later lost about 17 pounds. The late eaters consumed fewer calories during breakfast and were more likely to skip breakfast than early eaters. They had lower insulin sensitivity, which is a risk factor for diabetes. We cannot directly translate these findings to Americans, but we would expect that a later dinner, which is the main meal for most Americans, might similarly impair weight loss, Mr. Shear says. But research is required to test that. He says researchers don't know why weight loss is greater in the early eaters, but one hypothesis is that glucose is processed differently depending on the time of day. Another theory is that the timing of meals can affect their circadian system, which may disrupt the proper function of the liver and fat cells. Elizabeth Ward, a registered dietitian in Boston, says, "The study is interesting. But if it's an observational study, it doesn't prove cause and effect. If you cut back on your calories at any time of the day, you will lose weight. And if you consume your calories earlier in the day, it may give you an edge with weight loss." The old adage, "Eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper," may be true. Do you want to give it a try?